Mr. Lewis.
Question 8, sir.
So between 2016 and 2020, MOM looked into an average of 960 cases per year for kickback offences. Of these, about 2/3 are complaints lodged by migrant workers, 1/3 are referrals from members of the public, NGOs, and other public agencies, while a small number are detected through MOM's proactive inspections based on data analytics. To encourage migrant workers to come forward to report kickbacks early without fear of reprisal from their employers, MOM will facilitate a change of employment for those who wish to continue to work here in Singapore. MOM will also refer affected migrant workers to selected employment agencies which are committed not to charge these workers any fees for the job placement. MOM also educates first-time migrant workers on kickback offences and ways to seek help through the mandatory settling in program. We have stepped up our engagement and education efforts by tapping on the network of migrant worker volunteers being developed by ACE and MWC ambassadors to disseminate key employment messages. MOM will continue to work with our community partners, leverage technology such as the FWMOM Care app, and tap on social media channels to amplify these messages and reach out to more migrant workers. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Lewis.
Thank you, sir. I thank SMS for the reply. I think I've known of migrant workers who pay over $10,000 in kickbacks to come to Singapore to work. And I think no matter how good our labour laws are, this huge power imbalance and the fact that they're so heavily in debt will make our laws quite ineffective because not many will dare to speak up. So could I ask two clarifications? One, again, whether we can step up the protection for whistleblowers. I think SMS mentioned about helping them find employment, but I think in Taiwan, they go a step further by even providing financial incentives for those who report the violations. Two, I think that these kickbacks are so widespread, I'm just wondering whether MOM is doing anything else to try and curb this illegal practice. Thank you.
So I must first contextualize the extent of the problem because the member believes that this is a very, very widespread problem. But I think in terms of kickback-related complaints, this forms only about 10% of all the complaints that MOM receives in a typical year. And I think instead of focusing on giving financial incentives for people who are, especially migrant workers, to come forward and make that complaint, I think it's important to, more likely important to actually help them to understand that what exactly is a kickback. And so the settling-in program is a very important one to help them be aware what constitutes a kickback, and then to explain to them that actually they will be protected from loss of jobs should they report the employer for collecting illegal kickbacks. I think that is something that we should work a lot to actually reassure our migrant workers so that they feel comfortable coming forward. But the other side of the equation is actually to impose strict penalties and make sure that we take a strong stance against employers who resort to such illegal activities so that the deterrence should be on the side of the employers, not so much as incentivizing through financial means to actually induce our foreign workers to come forward. I think that what they look for is more of a protection and job security, and that's something that we want to provide. But the financial disincentive for employers to do so is already enshrined in our Employment of Foreign Manpower Act, where kickbacks, if they're convicted for kickbacks, they will be liable to a maximum fine of 30,000 or imprisonment up to 2 years or both per offence. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Lewis.
Thank you, sir. Could I just ask one more clarification on, I think there's some proposals out there on whether we can do some accreditation of the recruiting agencies. That's where the kickbacks are paid. And I think that might be a way forward to ensure that the companies here only recruit migrant workers from accredited recruiting agencies. Thank you.
So the member's suggestion is already implemented today. There is already on our website a list of accredited and registered employment agencies. so that those who are not registered will be taken to task for illegal recruitment activities and will be punished by the full effects of the law. Thank you, sir.